What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Finesse Monsters back with another video. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you're new, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe so you get more content coming from me. In today's video, I want to talk about what I believe is going on with Mullen Automotive stock, why it continues to be on a perfect downtrend, and why we get those rips and then a flush back down every time we get some PR. I've been seeing a handful of people, giving their own take on why they believe Mullen Automotive has been having such bad luck. They say due to dilution, poor management team, fluff PR, the CEO's past history. So now I just want to give you my take on it. This is not financial advice. These are just my thoughts and opinions that I'm sharing with you guys. And be sure to stick around to the end of the video. I have a clip that I need to share with you all that you need to see. And without further ado, let's get into my top 2 reasons for Mullen Automotive seems to be unlimited down pressure. Number 1 is fear. I know a lot of y'all might have thought I was going to say dilution. Yes, dilution has occurred in the stock, and obviously more selling of shares will happen in the stock at a later time frame when the stock price rises. This is an EV startup, but the fear I'm talking about is the fear that market makers and short sellers try to instill on the retail investors, trying to get them to come out of their positions, using paid bashers, media outlets with these hit piece articles, and manipulating the data that we are able to view, such as the cost to borrow. Their goal is to keep a negative sentiment on the stock and make retail investors believe that the real issue is the CEO and management team of the company. Meanwhile, they are doing a bunch of illegal activity behind the scenes, which is the actual problem, in my opinion. Number 2 is going to be naked shorting and failures to deliver. We've seen plenty of times lately where shorts are acquiring tens of millions of shares back to back, shorting them into the market. Then you see the next day they're replenished right off the rip, like they're being synthetically printed every single day. Naked short selling involves the short selling of shares that do not exist. It is illegal. The legal way to short sell is to first borrow the shares before selling and opening up a short position. Now, if you want to go see more detail about naked shorting, one of my previous videos is specifically about naked shorting. I believe it's called Stop the Crime. So be sure to go back and check that out. So if a naked short seller is required to cover or close out their position and shares are not available, the seller will fail to deliver the shares to the buyer. So we do have millions of FTDs on Mullen Automotive for the month of October. You can see the candlesticks for the mid-month of October for failures to deliver up in the 600 and 700 millions. And down here, you'll also see that as well reflected. 500 million October 12th, 6.5 million October 13th. According to SEC.gov, this is when FTDs are reported. The first half of a given month is available at the end of the month, and the second half of a given month is available at about the 15th of the next month. We cannot guarantee that the data will be posted by a particular date. So with that being said, the end of October's failure to deliver data will not be available until around mid-November, mid of this month. I strongly believe that with all of the fear that is circulating this play, they will continue to do some criminal activity behind the scenes on Mullen Automotive stock with naked shorting and price suppression up until Mullen Automotive gets that big catalyst that convinces big investors that this is the play. But for right now, investors are either just buying and holding, or they are just swing trading on the dips. I also do agree with what Financial Journey's channel when he said that something may possibly be in the works with GM. It only makes sense, for people to think about that when there is a second hiring of a GM exec. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was something that was coming down the pipeline, because like I told y'all in my last videos, I don't believe the CEO, David Mishry, is worried about a reverse split. Mullen Automotive has been under $1 since July 26 shareholder meeting, and we have not received anything about a reverse split besides what the bashers are screaming on these social media platforms. I think there is too many catalysts surrounding Mullen Automotive, especially with the tours ongoing right now, Strikingly Different Tours, and then the next leg of it will be starting spring of next year with the Mullen 5 RS. Too many things going on with Mullen Automotive, and I think the CEO has some bangers in place ready to burn shorts. And these activist short sellers out there putting out these short reports on stocks and opening short positions on them at the same time, knowing that they have all the computer systems and all of the people behind them to make sure the price go down. I think they are the real scams. And let's get into this clip on a hedge fund manager that tried to bring Herbalife stock down to zero.
Herbalife is a company that sells nutritional supplements and weight loss products through a network of 3.1 million salespeople. Thanks to hedge fund manager Bill Ackman, Herbalife is currently fighting for its life. Bill Ackman recently raised questions about the company's accounting practices, and the stock quickly lost more than 30% of its value. Thanks for coming in today, Bill.
Sure.
First of all, what are you accusing Herbalife of?
Of being a pyramid scheme. We believe Herbalife is a pyramid scheme.
How much money have you spent betting against Herbalife?
We have a short position of over $1 billion. It is illegal to run a pyramid scheme.
Doesn't agree with you. What if they investigate and don't find anything? Doesn't the company's been around for 32 years.
That won't happen.
What other catalysts could cause the company? You've
Sure.
said in the past that it would go to zero. People who have been defrauded, as you've said that a lot of people have been defrauded by the system. Why haven't we heard from more of them since you made your presentation? Keeps on going along as it has been.
Sure.
How long are you willing to wait and sit on this bet?
We're not sitting. Okay, we're shouting from the rooftops. They've never had someone like me prepared to say the truth about the company.
So how long are you willing to wait on your short position?
I'm going to the end of the earth.
So
okay?
what if it's 3 more years, 5 more years?
If the government comes out and determines this is a completely legal business, then I will lobby Congress for them to change the law.
They paid $9.5 or $10 billion to offer a premium to shareholders, right? They'd have to borrow $5 billion, $6 billion. This would be a major LBO. They'd have to raise $5 billion of equity capital. I'm not sure Carl is really a big believer in this business on a very long-term basis. But let's assume they could find the equity capital. I think it'd be very difficult to borrow the money. Assuming they could issue bonds to do it, and we were forced out of the trade because the company was taken private, we'd replace the position with credit default swaps, and we keep going. Now, this is not a trade for me. We are going to take this.
He's got one of the worst reputations on Wall Street, and I'm going to tell you this Herbalife is a classic example of what he does. Let's look at Herbalife. Ackman was doing badly in 2012. He was down 2-3%. He probably woke up in the morning and said, let's see what company we can destroy, and put out a bear raid on it. Happened from the late 80s till now. And go do a bear raid, kill the stock, and now we can show our investors we make more money. And by the way, if we can mark these things and make more money, he says that he's not taking the profit, but that gives him a better rate of return for himself. Ackman has done that. If you read the articles about him, he's done it all his life. And I will swear to you that we didn't make a lot of money on this goddamn crazy thing I did with him. We made $4 million, but I was incensed because I will tell you that without question, I will swear to it on any Bible you want that I had a verbal agreement with him that he was not going to get any piece of the money. And at the end, he was, as he said, he was in major trouble, and he's basically lying.